A manhunt is underway right now after a stunning act of violence. Political activist Charlie Kirk shot and killed during an event at Utah Valley University yesterday in what officials are calling a targeted attack and a political assassination. Thank you for joining us for this breaking news update on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Dana Dixon. We'll hear from our team live in Utah in just a moment, but first, the latest in the investigation. Less than an hour ago, the FBI and other investigators gave us an update. They now say they have recovered a high-powered rifle in a wooded area near the university where the suspect fled. They also say they are looking at foot and palm prints found in the woods and believe the suspect is a college-age person. Overnight, they were able to get high-quality security images, which the FBI says will be released later today.
Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it.
Kirk's visit to Utah Valley University was supposed to be another high-energy campus event ahead of one of his signature college debates. But what began as a lively exchange turned into tragedy. And investigators say this was, as we mentioned, a targeted attack. Here's Andres Gutierrez.
Conservative activist Charlie Kirk tossed hats into a crowd of thousands, settling in at Utah Valley University for one of his famous campus debates. He was taking a question about gun violence and mass shootings when a single shot rang out, piercing Kirk's neck, and later died.
He just fell backwards and then we ducked and hid behind some stairs.
This morning, a manhunt is underway for the person who shot the 31-year-old husband and father of two young children.
I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
Utah's Department of Public Safety believes the suspect fired the bullet from the roof of a nearby building up to 200 yards away, sources tell CBS News. Two persons of interest were taken into custody and later released Wednesday after police said they were not connected to the shooting. One of them has been charged with obstruction of justice. Supporters brought flowers to the Phoenix offices of Turning Point USA, the organization Kirk founded to motivate young conservatives.
He was one of ours. He was a champion of everything we believe.
Leaders across the political spectrum, including all current and former presidents, swiftly condemned the deadly shooting. On social media, President Trump called Kirk, who was an influential MAGA ally, a martyr for truth and freedom.
Because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before.
The president has ordered flags to fly half-staff on federal buildings through Sunday in honor of Kirk. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Orem, Utah.
Utah's governor pointed to recent acts of political violence targeting prominent Democrats and Republicans, saying our nation is broken. Over 12 hours since that shooting, and investigators still haven't arrested a suspect, but they did say this morning that they have a better idea of who that suspect could be. Just yesterday, they detained two people of interest, but both were released. Jim Nelson with our sister station in Seattle joins us live from Orem, Utah this morning. Jim, we saw videos of people running moments after that shooting. So scary and frightening for all those students. And we just heard from officials. What can you tell us about what you're seeing there since yesterday?
Well, certainly a somber mood on campus, as you would imagine, as is often the case in these tragic situations that we've seen throughout the country. I did talk to one student. He's a junior here at Utah Valley University. It was around midnight when I talked to him last night. He was at the event, and that was his first time back on campus. He said it was surreal to even be here. I think that's kind of the tone we've been feeling throughout the entire campus and the community of Orem, Utah. In that press conference that you referenced, we did hear that there have been some breakthroughs and potential leads toward finding the shooter, but at this point it is still an active manhunt. Law enforcement worked well into the night and of course now into the morning. We arrived around 11 or 12 last night and we saw a lot of those state, local, federal law enforcement agencies here on campus, including, of course, the FBI. We saw those federal agents working the crime scene. They've got a mobile command center here. We've seen them in and out of buildings, collecting and looking for whatever potential evidence that they might be able to find. And as we've talked about already, they did recover a high-powered rifle, as they described it. Also the palm print, the footprint, so there are some leads. In that news conference, officials kind of walked through how they were able to track some of the movements.
Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
And those officials referred to the shooter as he multiple times. Again, between that and some of the leads that they found and just kind of reading between the lines with some of those comments, sure sounds like they may have some sort of idea of who they're looking for. Obviously, there's only so much they're going to say at this portion of the investigation, but we'll see where things go. Perhaps there could be more updates today, but for now it is still an active manhunt according to the FBI. Live in Orem, Utah, Jim Nelson, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jim. Still so much to unpack with this devastating shooting. Well, we'll be sure to follow up on any new details that are coming up on the noon show for you as well. Charlie Kirk was very spiritual, as you've heard, and this morning we are hearing from someone who often worshiped with him. Kirk was open about his faith and hosted high-profile political rallies at the same church that he sometimes attended in Phoenix. Gabriela Bachara attended a service at Dream City Church last night and shows us how they're remembering him.
A packed auditorium at Dream City Church for Wednesday night service.
You just watched a really good man die today.
As some of the same people who worshiped with Charlie Kirk in life came here to grieve his death.
You witnessed a really good man, a moral man today, a man who treated his wife well, loved his family, loved his church. A good man died.
Senior Pastor Luke Barnett sharing how he first learned of the attack on Kirk's life.
We prayed for Charlie. At that time, we had some inside information that he was in surgery and he had just come out and he was in critical condition, but they thought they had stabilized him. And so there was that moment of great hope, like, oh God, you're moving, you're touching his body. And then we got the news about an hour and a half later that Charlie had gone on to be with the Lord.
Kirk left a lasting impact on Dream City, which Barnett says all started from his family joining them for worship.
He is a man who lives his faith unashamedly.
Kirk brought a national spotlight to the North Phoenix campus after Turning Point USA hosted rallies with President Donald Trump. His political influence stemmed into Freedom Nights in America, monthly events where they'd blend civil engagement with spiritual awakenings.
That's the kind of man he was. When he gave his word, he kept his word.
As they mourn a senseless murder, Barnett says they won't forget Kirk's courage.
Today is a turning point in America. This event is a turning point in America.
Charlie Kirk was considered a rising star amongst the GOP and even more so a friend to several leaders here in Texas, but also right here in the Piney Woods. Reaction is coming in from state and East Texas officials who are sharing the same message of just sadness and shock. Congressman Nathaniel Moran posted on Facebook, devastated for Charlie and his family, for America. State Representative Jay Dean saying he was horrified, adding a strong opinion should never be a death sentence in a free country. Now, this is a story we're going to be following all morning long and throughout the day as we wait for new details on a possible arrest in the shooting and any new details that we learn. So for updates anytime, download the CBS19 app on your phone, and you can watch us on CBS19 Plus as you are right now streaming. You can do that for free. Thanks so much for being with us for this breaking news update. We'll see you at noon.